Hi everyone, this is Janet. I'm here to show you a new video of my latest project that I've been working on. I joined a swap on Life on the Scrap Beach hosted by Irene Cordova, and it was to alter a clipboard. And she assigned everyone partners, and we are to make a clipboard for that person that we are partnered with. And I was able to contact my partner and find out what color she liked best, and her style and everything, and I found out she likes pink and black. So I took those colors and I tried to interpret them onto the clipboard that I've chosen to do for her. And this is the clipboard here. Now what I've done is I have taken a clear acrylic clipboard, and instead of mounting paper on it, what I did was I also collect material. I love different kinds of material. Sometimes I try my hand at some sewing projects, and I had this material that is cream colored and it has tiny little red rosebuds all over it, and I thought that's a perfect base for a background for the clipboard I'm doing. So what I did was I laid the clipboard on the material, cut it out completely in the shape of the clipboard, and then I covered the back of the clipboard with Mod Podge, and I put the material down, and then I put more on top of the material so that the back would be nice and stiff and it would be easy to work with when I got to the back. And that's why you have that. It does look like paper, but it's really a material. Now once I had that on and it was dry, I began to build the front of the clipboard. And the first thing I did was I had some more material, this material here, and it is a material that has like pink and mauve colored roses. There's some blue on, a real light baby blue, and of course the green and all. And I cut strips of it and I pleated it down both sides of the clipboard to make it look like a pleating. And then behind that, I added this lace. And I put lace all on the back, all the way around the clipboard. Once that was on, I took black, because black is one of her favorite colors, and I took black ribbon and I outlined both sides and then the bottom of the clipboard with the black ribbon. Then I took some pearls, strings of pearls, and I hot glued them down as well on each side of the clipboard and across the bottom. Then I began to add the elements that Irene had asked us to put on the clipboards. So one of the elements she asked us to add was 2 homemade flowers. Well, last year I had done a swap, and I decided then I would make what I call a pincushion flower, and that's this one here in the corner. And how I make that is I just took, in this case, I took blue lace and I cut a length of it and I whip stitched it, and then I pulled it to make the base of my flower. And then I took a piece of the material that I used for the pleating, cut a circle. Again, I whip stitched it around the outside, and before I pulled it completely tight, I filled it with cotton balls to make it look like a pincushion. I pulled it closed and sewed it together, and then I hot glued it to the blue lace that I had made first. And then I wanted to put it on here in the corner, and I took some feathers. As you can see, I have lots of feathers here, and I hot glued them down, and then I put some leaves, some green leaves, hot glued them down. Then I applied the flower with hot glue as well. Once that was done, I added some pink pearls, and then I put some stick pins in. And here I have a stick pin. You can't see it real good on the camera, but I had a special bead that has little roses on it, and I put it on this stick pin. And over here I have another stick pin. It's in the shape of a butterfly, and it has roses as well, and I added a black bead as well right there. Then right inside the flower here, I added another tiny stick pin. It's like a mini stick pin with a pink pearl on top and a metal butterfly right underneath that. And then I added a couple more lacy rosettes with buttons. These are just buttons that I had got at Michael's. One is gold and black and one is white and black. And then over here to the other side of the clipboard, I added my second homemade flower. This is made with a mauve pink lace that again I whip stitched and pulled tight. And then in the center, one thing that I collect when I go to thrift stores, Army, Salvation Army, or whatever, is bags of jewelry that may be mismatched or does, like this, in this case, this is an earring. It didn't have a match to it. It was all by itself. So I thought that would be a perfect center for my flower. And underneath, it's hard to see on the camera, but underneath there's a black bow. And then I put the flower on top with the center. And I add a little pink button here. Down here in this corner is a paper flower with a pink rose on top as the center and another black and gold button. And underneath this flower here and underneath the bow is some greenery that I had and some more leaves that I added as well. And this here is my vintage image that I put on, and it has two little birds up here sitting on some pink flowers, and I added some beads down the center of the flowers as well. And I outlined my vintage image with another strand of pearls. And then I have a friend over in Europe, and we did a swap last year. Her name's Lillian, and she sent me this here. It's a little pink rosette with some greenery there. And then up here in this corner, I've added my butterfly here. It's a real beautiful butterfly. I cut it out. I fussy cutted it out of some paper. And then over here, she wanted ladybugs, and I didn't want to put red with all the pink and everything. So I had pink velvet paper. So I took pink velvet paper and some black paper, and I used two size circle punches, and I punched them out, and I made my own little homemade ladybug, only she's in pink, not red. And then for the back, what I did for the back, okay, I made a pocket with a different type of paper. This really is paper, it's not material. And it has muted shades of pink roses, and then of course the greenery inside. And I hot glued it down with some black ribbon around, and then of course real miniature seed pearls that go all the way around. Then in each corner I have one of these square gold buttons. But in this corner here I made another lacy flower. I have another lacy flower, and in the center again is another earring that was all by itself in the bag. It didn't have a match, and I cut the backing off, and I adhered it to the lacy base with some feathers. I have a green, like a muted green, and then a cream, and a little miniature stick pin with light pink, medium pink, and then light green pearls on it. And then I have a couple strands of pearls coming out here. Up here I have some bling, some pink bling, and some decorations for the top, and then a pink bling flower there. But I didn't want the pocket to be empty, so I filled it with some tags. Let me show you the tags. This tag has a vintage image of flowers, and up here this is a miniature clothespin that I got from Lillian, and I thought it would go perfect with my pink clipboard for my swap partner. And then I have another vintage image, and this I used one of the paper clips like this, and I just fold them down, and I put that on there for her. This is a black and white vintage image that I wanted to add. with a pink ribbon. And then I have another vintage image, and I mounted all my tags, all my vintage images on black tags here, and this has a pink ribbon up here to pull it out of the pocket. And then finally, the last tag has this little girl, vintage girl with a real pretty hat and some real pretty sayings here. And I mounted it on black, and I used black ribbon here. And then on the back, I put my information, my name, and everything that you would need to get a hold of me. But that's the tags that go in the pocket, and that is the back of my clipboard that I'll be sending to my partner out there in Washington State. And I hope she likes it. I like it, and I had a really good time making it, and I hope everybody enjoys my video. I enjoy making them. I appreciate all the comments everybody makes. Yins are always so kind, and I really appreciate all of you. And I just want to thank all of you for your comments and for watching my videos. And I hope you have a great evening, and I'll see you the next time. Bye-bye.